Let me tell you, from a family-run company, now when we are part of a global conglomerate, there are so many things that we have to absorb from them, and over the last 2 years we have started doing it. What is very important is, please make sure that whenever you start a company, if I were to start a company today, I would definitely make it very high-tech operation right from the beginning. That gives you tremendous advantage in terms of, first of all, high quality. Number two, repeatability. One piece would be the same as earlier. We had very, very serious difficulties, let me tell you, when we were doing everything manually. One panel would not look like the other. The wiring would not be the same. One wireman would do it this way, other wireman would do it this way. And the customer would come and say, hey, what is this? Now that we have adopted technologies, everything is as per what you see on the screen. And the wire lengths are also cut and given, so that everything is very, very standard. And what we are doing is customized, highly engineered product solutions versus standard products. If you see, like say making of a mobile phone or making of a TV, making of LCD screen. Now those are standard assembly line operations, and you don't require even any human touch at all. It's completely machine-driven, automated process. There the quality would naturally be high once you set the process right, once you've got the correct raw materials and your technology is right. Here, even if your technology is right, but it is highly process driven because there is a lot more human intervention. And that is where and lot more engineering required for every product or every solution that we give. So, adopting technology for your manufacturing, for your engineering, and the very basic design is very important right from the beginning. Please one more thing that is very important that I would come point number 4 here, resource scenario. And this is not only necessary, I'm not talking about for our electronics company. In general, globally, as businesses expand in all countries, everyone wants to grow and be in the global market. There will always be constraint of some resources or the other, and the organizational imperatives that come into picture is make sure that you conserve your resources, whether it is energy or whether it is your rare materials, and the entrepreneurship or innovation come into picture when you are constrained by resources and how to overcome those constraints. And I'll give you 1 or 2 or 3 examples on that which would really open your eyes. One of them was in our kind of business, which we didn't feel, but the main semiconductor industry felt a shock when there was a Chinese monopoly on some rare earth materials. I don't know if any of you know about it a few years ago. But calling the Chinese bluff on monopoly over scarce, precious metals with alternative technologies for manufacture of semiconductor devices. All developed countries like Japan or Europe or USA, they call the Chinese bluff, and what was projected, that there would be severe consequences of China holding on to those rare earths. They deliberately cut down the production of certain rare earth materials. This was about 5-6 years ago, and world did not take it kindly, the rest of the developed world, and they developed additional new alternative sources. Take for example Shell gas discovery in USA. USA was so much dependent on gas and oil from Middle East. Suddenly, they and this is what innovativeness and entrepreneurship drive in the US is all about, and why US is still the driving force for the world economy is they would go for new ideas, new technologies, which many countries in Europe and other parts of the world are still debating whether to do this or not. Whereas these guys have changed the rule of the game completely, and US in very short time is going to become an absolute independent from they are so dependent today on Middle East for their oil and gas requirement. They'll be independent. So these are the kind of very what I would call entrepreneurship driven at a very large level, but these are breakthrough ideas, breakthrough technologies, breakthrough implementations sometimes. I know because I was associated with the Japanese company, and when the earthquake and the ensuing tsunami occurred, they had very severe problem. Their complete nuclear plants, all 50 nuclear plants have shut down now. They don't want to operate. They are going to start one by one. And this means almost 20, 25, 30% power shortage. How they encounter it? That's something they don't crave. They don't, if they have to stand in a queue, they don't try to jump the queue. If there's a shortage, they will not do that. What they have done, I've been going there at least 4 times a year in the thick of summer. Otherwise, Japanese people were, very tight-lipped, always suit, good tie. What they decided 4 or 5 years ago after this happened, okay, in summer, when it is very hot, air conditioning temperature, they would leave it at 27 degrees. So you really feel hot. But they said, we will not allow, don't wear tie. Just wear a shirt, casual jacket. Don't wear ties, so you don't feel, hot and stuffy. Very small thing, but so much, symbolic. Not only symbolic, at times very, very effective also to counter the crisis that they were facing. So these are all crisis management tools, and it would come as you go along. There will be so many crises. I have gone through so many crises. One is to keep cool. One is to, keep calling bluffs that people around you might. The next one I'll very clearly see is the open innovation paradigm. It is 2 things that I want to say here is continue whenever your endeavor takes off, and this never stop your basic R&D activities. See, as an entrepreneur, you start with an idea. It's developed by you, or you have bought technology, you have collaborated with somebody, you got that technology from someone, and then on that you are building up your. So one of the two. Complacency or sort of slow process on acquiring new technology or developing new technology can be a killer. You have to continuously keep. There were in earlier days, 20 years, 30 years ago, when I said India was a very restricted economy, all markets and all your market share was managed because the production capacity was limited. I remember if we had a license to manufacture, let's say, 1,000 such equipment, if I produce 1,001, I would be penalized. That was the kind of law that existed at that time, which is now thinking back so stupid, because overproduction, which is good for everybody, was also penalized. The reason was, it was all managed, the license Raj managed, the Babus said, no, you cannot produce more than this. If you produce more, you will earn more, then you are a capitalist, you are exploiter, you are all sorts of bad words will be given to the business people. Things have completely changed. At the same time, there is no longer any monopoly on your technology. What you have developed today, 2 years later somebody else is going to do that. For sure, you have to remember that. So you have to continuously keep going up the value chain, up the technology ladder, and the moment you stop, you are in trouble. So even whenever your business looks prosperous, never be complacent. As a large organization, when you grow, it's very important. Entrepreneurship you must continue, but have a lot of your people who are working with you. Give them, empower them, enable them, give them a lot of responsibility, accountability, and what I would call entrepreneurship. Allow that to happen. Your business, your things will automatically grow. The next is, I will go. There are 4 or 5 slides on this, and then I will stop. How we went from Hitachi HiRel Power Electronics, from a family-led small-scale industry, to a group company of Hitachi, Japan. Our company was incorporated in 1983 in the name and style of HiRel Electronics. The purpose was to manufacture, install, and service the power electronics products. The new company after Hitachi took equity stake in our company is known as Hitachi HiRel Power Electronics. This is how our 25 years, 30 years track record is. 1984 we started and commenced manufacturing of UPS. Different collaborations, different technology tie-up, and believe me, I was very fortunate that I had a group of great professionals working with me, and we together worked as a team. After taking the first round of equity from the family, we never took more money from the family again. Always kept giving and kept on growing, which was fortunate for me. And in hindsight, hard, sincere, honest work of my team was really the reason why we could grow. We could grow to a level that when Hitachi came looking for a partner in India, after going around, other companies like Crompton Greaves or BHS, large companies, they settled with us because they could see a lot more flexibility, a lot more teamwork, and speed of work. Because if you go to a large company, again bureaucracy, and again slow speed of implementation, slow speed of adopting new technologies, and the way we have done in last 1.5 years of our association with Hitachi, we have been able to convert and absorb many of the technologies into the Indian, suitable for Indian conditions, with great cost reduction also. As I said, in-house R&D, we are right from the beginning, development and basic research has been our forte. We have right now about 40 engineers working as in our R&D group, and we are approved by Department of Scientific and Industrial Research. Local sourcing of components to contain cost and lower total cost of ownership, and leveraging Hitachi global networks to deliver MNC quality. Thank you. What I want to tell you here is one last, before I leave this open for questions, 2 things I will do. You see, it is not the satisfaction of creating a company which grows in revenue, which makes profit. It is also the satisfaction of personal growth. I always tell everybody who works for me that it is very important that personally you grow first. You yourself will be happy, your family will be happy, and the side effect or the byproduct of that would be that the company would benefit. Okay, and that is so very important, continuous. So, for me personally, this last 30 years have put me in touch with, although I did not study abroad, after IIT straight away I started working and then started this company. I got in touch with so many within the country and outside country, so many professionals, so many very good people, technology experts. So it has given me great pleasure. It also put me, I could associate myself with large industry, organization, industry, associations, and could deliver back to the society, back to through industry associations or whatever activities that I am doing. So after a while, once you are well set, it is important to share your experience and ideas with many other colleagues or many other associations, and that is when Rajan told me that I go to Nirma also quite often and interact like this. So when Rajan told me that IIT Gandhinagar, I said that would be my very, it would be a great joy for me to do that. I would like to stop here. Well, since we are here, I would like my two sons, Aditya and Harsh, if they want to say a few words before we throw it open to the topic. Aditya, you want to say something?
No, not really. I think we covered everything pretty well. I think maybe we can answer questions that maybe any more interactive would be useful.
Aditya, let me give you a little background. After doing his bachelor's in USA, he did his MBA.